Christina. I know you're a former mayor here, and Christina's all yours.
Thank you, Leon. Well, we are gathered here tonight at both Zeytoon Cafe and at the Alexander Rug store, and I'm just so honored that I should call it a gallery, the Alexander Rug Gallery. I'm just so honored. First of all, I want to thank Leon who put this event on for me tonight, and also I want to thank his wife Susanna, who run the cafe downstairs. She prepared all this incredible food, homemade, for us tonight. Thank you so much. And I want to thank Christina, who's Leon's sister, who helps run the rug gallery up here. So thank you, Christina. I'm Steve Dicterow. I've served on the council in the past from 1994 to 2006 for 12 years. And I was mayor 3 times in 98, 99, and 2006. And I'm running for city council. And I want to start by talking about why the city council election is important. And in order to understand that, you have to think about, well, what is it that city government does? Because in reality, by the way, I forgot, Mary Ann, who's the one who organized and put this together and contacted Leon. And Sandy St. John's are helping us tonight get organized and sign people in. My pleasure. City government. Let's think about it for a second. What does it do for us? It does more for us on a daily basis than any other form of government. And certain things are obvious. Police protection, fire protection, we recognize that. But if there's no water coming out of your faucet, that's city government. If the garbage isn't being picked up near your house, that's city government. If the street's not paved properly, that's city government. If the water off the coast is dirty, that's city government. If you want to make a change to your home, that's city government. If you're a business and want to come into town, that's city government. And so the bottom line is there's no question. Local government has more impact on your daily life than any other form of government. And therefore, it's something that really should matter to you what the city government is doing. And so who is the city government? Ultimately, in Laguna Beach, it is a 5-member city council. No matter what things you think about that you might like or dislike, it's all about the city council. If you're not happy with the way Design Review Board reviewed your project or a neighbor's project, Design Review Board is appointed by council, and council has absolute authority to appeal the decisions and overturn it. If you don't like what the police force is doing, it's the city council that hires the city manager, who hires the police chief and the rest of the police force. Ultimately, truly, the buck stops at the city council's office. And therefore, if you love the Laguna, you love what the city council is doing. If you don't love Laguna and what's going on, you don't love the city council. But the bottom line is this: no political decision you make this year or any other year will impact your daily life more than who you choose to vote for city council. So then the question is, how do you decide who to vote for city council? Well, we can talk about issues. And I am happy with all of you tonight to talk about any and all issues you want. But here's the bottom line. Whatever the biggest issue is today, I promise you it won't be in 2 years. And whatever the biggest issue will be in 2 years, we haven't even thought about what that might be. Issues come and go. That's not always the best way to decide who the council member should be, because what you want to do is have people on the city council who are going to react in much the way you would want them to, and are going to show leadership when things happen that you don't expect. We've been subject to emergencies in this town, terrible fires, mudslides in which people die. So you've got to have people on the council who know how to deal with these things and handle these things in the way you would want. So I'm going to suggest 3 criteria to you that you should use in deciding, and tell you how I think I fit on the scale of those. First is, what are that person's priorities? Second, do they have a proven record of getting things done and being a leader? And 3, some intangible factors. Priorities, let me just be very candid with you. I'm boring. I'm not the sexy, exotic guy out here with these crazy issues that are esoteric and everybody loves to debate and talk about. I care about basics. I care about public safety. I care about fiscal responsibility. I care about infrastructure. And I care about promoting our business community, the arts community, and more programs for our kids. Next, proven leadership. Ability to get things done. When I first got elected to the council in 1994, we faced the 4 biggest crises in the history of Laguna Beach, and they were all going on at the very same time. First, crime was at an all-time high rate. I had an agenda bill that added 5 police officers and reduced crime by 50% within a 2-year period. Now, you can think I'm making this up, but at an event recently, one of my surprise visitors was Neil Purcell, who was the chief of police at the time. And he sat in the audience when I gave this very similar talk. And my wife, Pat, will you back what I'm about to say? Neil got up, and when I said that about reducing crime, he said, "Thank you, Steve, for adding those officers. It did have the effect of reducing crime."
You said that.
We had a land use judgment against the city. It's called the Diamond Crescent case. There was a $20 million judgment against the city at the time I got elected to the city council. I was asked by the city council to be the liaison to the court. I spent countless hours in the judge's chambers, Judge Fermat, up in Santa Ana, and I got that judgment of $20 million reduced to 0.
Wow. Oh, wow.
The third crisis that we had, and you remember there was a big fire in 1993?
Oh, yes, yeah.
There were over 300 homes destroyed. People were not living in their homes. When I got on the council, I streamlined the process. I cut out the red tape. I got those people back in their homes years sooner than they otherwise would have. And the crisis took a long time. There was a mobile home park in South Laguna called Treasure Island. Today it's a Montage Hotel. And we had to have 2 citywide referendums in order to get that hotel put in. And the town was very evenly divided at the time. But it took political courage for me and my colleagues on the council to push forward with that project. We knew it was going to be a good project for Laguna Beach. And today, more than 90% of the people in Laguna Beach think we made the right decision. I was with some people when I was going door-to-door campaigning today who said to me, quite candidly, they said, "You know what? We disagreed with you. We were against that project. We're down there every week now." to the city. And one other thing, we had physical threats made against us and our families by people who were not so happy with it. It took political courage. I had it. We got the job done. So that's proven leadership. And what are the intangibles? I know, having spent 12 years on the council, that it takes a lot of time. Now remember, we're not full-time politicians. This is not what I do for a living. You get paid about $300 or so a month. So it's not exactly a financial reason to serve on the city council. It takes a lot of time. I estimate as an average between 20 to 40 hours a week to serve on the council. Sometimes more, because sometimes we have meetings that start 5 in the afternoon and go to 2 at night. And believe me, when you finish a meeting at 2 at night, you don't go home and fall asleep. It takes time. It takes energy. It takes patience. You've got to love it. If you don't love it, you're going to snap real fast. And you're not going to be nice to your constituents. And I will not talk negatively about any of my opponents, but I will say this. I have more energy, I have more enthusiasm, and I have more stamina than all of my opponents put together. And so when you combine that package, I'm hoping it's one that you will all agree is one that you support and will vote for. And so I'm going to be here all night. I'm happy to talk to you all about the issues you might have, but I so appreciate your being here tonight. This is actually a much bigger group than we were expecting to have. Thank you, Leon, for opening your doors to us. Thank you so much for all your hard work in getting this done. I'm so pleased to have you all here tonight. And now it's on to victory. Thank you.